Alright, so
we got Tank in the background and Austin.
We got David with his Golgari, who we watched build early.
Okay.
Playing against Jack, it says Grixis.
Interesting.
We're not in Tarkir. Or Grixis,
No,
that's not even Tarkir, that's Alara.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Jack's on. Grixis, inconceivable.
So is it black? Dimir red?
I don't know. I like is it black because then you're like, is it black? So. Right?
For you making that joke the 150 millionth time, you get where's the nearest piece of garbage? All right, so David's hand. See some lands, see some spells. Got some stuff.
At pre-release, I'm looking for lands.
Well,
I got 4 lands.
I'm not sure if I like playing a triple blue, triple red card in a 3-colored deck.
This looks like, is it black?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Is it?
I don't have a problem with it.
I mean,
if you're just splashing the black, you've got the lockets, you've got the dual lands.
It's true. It's true.
It's doable. And then we got 3 lands and 2 black spells, 2 gold spells.
No, is the blue and red.
Is it is blue-red.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And he had Niv Mizzet, which if you can pull up Niv Mizzet's card for
I don't know which Niv Mizzet this is.
Ravnica. There are 3 Niv Mizzets. We're looking for the one with the Guilds of Ravnica symbol.
The triple blue, triple red.
I don't feel like there's a card called Fashizzle.
The guild was named... There is a... What's...
Yeah, the
Niv Mizzet Pharaon. Hypothesis.
Whoa, that is
Hypothesis.
awesome.
Yeah. There's a card called Hypothesis.
So this is Niv Mizzet. He is no longer the guild leader.
No,
but each guild has a high-ranking member that's featured on a card.
Yes.
And that
Dragon
is the rare.
Wizard, I'm sold. I might have to play these guys.
Oh, he's huge.
Yeah, he's real good.
And there's 3 versions of them.
Amazing.
They all do something similar about drawing cards and dealing damage.
Now, to give you a sense of the flavor with Is It, Jake, I want you to type in hypothe and then click on the word that you're going to see. Hypothe. I'm not going to say the whole thing. I want you to pull it up.
That's the one.
Hypothesis.
That gives you the flavor of Is It right there.
I love it.
So,
yeah, it's an interesting one.
All right, so we got a 1/1 Death Toucher on David's side attacking. Looks like we already had some creature kill happening. Dead weight on a creature for David. There's a locket. But yeah, Is It is a very fun flavored guild. It's basically a bunch of mad scientists that like to do electrically blow up stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
With magic and dragons?
Yeah.
Okay, sold.
Not in Ravnica though. No dragons in Ravnica.
But there was just a big...
Oh, there are no dragons or witches here.
Right. I forgot.
I have that on authority.
That there's no dragons or witches here?
That's right. I see a steam vents, is that? No, that's a gate. No, that is a steam vents.
It looks like it.
So a nice steam vents on Jack's side. That would be the dual land at the top. Again, the shock lands are back. Here comes an attack from the hired poisoner. I'm trying to pick up names. We'll see. Yeah, I want to see Jack's deck play out. I want to see Niv Mizzet on the table.
I do too. The card is real good.
But that is going to be tough getting the 6 mana. Alright, so what is this card that David just played? I don't know. I'm going to try to figure it out. Because that's what we're doing here. So it is a race to figure it out. Jake has the advantage because he's sitting right there.
Hired poisoner?
No, that's the card that he already played. Oh, I got it. No, I don't got it. Oh, I got it.
Erstwhile Trooper.
Erstwhile Trooper. Darn it, Ben! E-R-S Swile.
I'm not 100% sure on that one. Hello, Rocketeer. I'm not too sure if the dual lands, the guild gates are taking up the land spot.
Alright, so Erstwhile Trooper, discard a creature card, it gains +2/+2 and trample. Pretty nice ability for a Golgari. You can only do it once per turn. Meanwhile, on Jack's side, and he also played another creature since then. That would be the Glowspore Shaman. Enters the battlefield, put top 3 cards of your library in your graveyard. You may put a land card from your graveyard on top of your library. So he's been filling up his graveyard. Looks like Jack was able to clear off the board, though. With his black spell, I'm going to have to look that one up.
That is a guild gate, Andy.
That is a guild gate.
Yeah.
Cool. So Jack was able to Mephitic Vapors. All creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn, and that cleared up a lot of David's board there.
All right, so are we starting to see what we expect their tactic of the deck to be?
Well,
yet?
Golgari's
I mean,
trying to
how
get
does this
creatures
work?
in the graveyard, which he's doing right now.
Okay, so he's
that
just
graveyard's
farming
good.
into the graveyard. That's
Yeah.
pretty much his thing.
Yeah.
Now Jack, right
now,
now is
now
more
that's
of
to set up for a bomb later on, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Jack is doing what now?
Jack seems to be more on a Demir splashing to get Niv Mizzet.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a control.
So blue-black is what I expect to see more of out of Jack. Now that we've seen a bit of his deck.
Now, is he still in a comfortable place with losing life like he's
Yeah.
been?
Yeah,
It's
okay.
it's not too
Fine.
bad?
You're not dead till you're at 0.
Sure, but I'm just wondering, like, at what point do you get nervous without having a good answer?
Less than 10, probably.
Less
Yeah,
than 10?
I think he's okay. So he just played a Playcrafter, which forces each player to sacrifice a creature or planeswalker, discard a card if they don't have a creature or planeswalker.
Yeah, that card
So-
is pretty good.
It's a clear board now. There's a 2/2 Death Touch. So David keeping pressure on. He's got his creatures. He's got a very full graveyard now. There's at least 4 creatures in the graveyard, which is what Golgari wants.
Yeah, that worm would do some work here.
Meanwhile, Jack, we haven't seen his hand. He is he's 1 red source away from Niv Mizzet now. So he's actually getting pretty close. I'm going to have to look that one up. I believe David is looking it up also. That is Omnispell Adept. It's a 5 mana. For 3 mana, he may cast an instant or sorcery card from his hand without paying his mana cost.
That's an interesting one.
Now, the nice thing about that, creature abilities you can do at instant speed.
Yeah.
This one allows you to cast a sorcery card from your hand at instant speed. Which most sorceries are sorceries because they don't want you doing them at instant speed.
And we see a removal spell from... that's an Assassinations Trophy.
Assassin's Trophy, yep.
Yeah.
So Jack gets to search for a land. If I'm
Yes, a basic land into play tapped.
So he's got
He
Niv
picks up
Mizzet
that
now.
red source.
So I believe we might be seeing Niv Mizzet next turn. Looks like David might be empty-handed, or have
It
hold
looks
one
like it.
one card under there.
Yeah, maybe 1, it looks like, inconceivably.
But it does. This feels about the right time for Niv Mizzet to hit the board. Flying, whenever Jack draws a card, Niv Mizzet deals 1 damage. And whenever any player casts a spell, instant or sorcery,
He
he
draws a card. Yeah.
So that's just a 2/2 Death Touch over there. The nice thing about Niv Mizzet, you're not going to block with it in combat. You're not going to attack it into combat where it can die without being blocked.
No.
So the only way to kill it is with an instant or a sorcery spell, pretty much.
Yep.
So no matter what, you're going to draw a card off it. It replaces itself.
Yeah.
White gets around it with its enchantments, but most colors are going to try and kill it with an instant or sorcery.
Yeah. David doesn't look like he has a removal spell here.
Not sure what that gold
Now, for
guard
something
spell
like
is.
Assassin's Trophy, what does it mean by a permanent? Like, would Niv Mizzet hitting the board, would that be a permanent that you could
Yes.
just immediately get
Any
rid
of these cards that are on the battlefield are permanent.
Yeah.
Any of those? Okay,
yeah,
so anything that's not just an instant flash, like an
Yeah.
immediate thing.
Yeah, so if you cast
Okay.
it and it stays on the battlefield, it's a permanent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So that is
It's a
It's-
very
that
powerful
is-
card.
wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Very strong
okay.
card.
The reason it has the highest price tag in the set currently.
I can understand that.
Okay, so David had to sacrifice a creature to kill a spell, so I don't remember the name of that spell, but he sacked a creature to kill Niv Mizzet.
Strands of
That's
Fate? Is that the one? Sack a creature, destroy a creature, gain life?
that sounds right. The offense is right. I'm not 100% on the name, but that took care of Niv Mizzet, but Jack had to draw a card and deal 1 damage. being told the life totals might not be 100%, but they are correcting those.
Yeah. I think I heard the table judge might have to
never mind.
step away.
Nope, life totals are right.
Okay.
But we are not able to. We're gonna have to look at New Visit for a while, because we're just gonna have to look at New Visit for a while. So the black
Ain't
creature
nothing
on
wrong
there.
with that. Beautiful card.
Black creature on there is Barrier of Bones. It's a defender 0/3. When it enters the battlefield, surveil 1. I'm not sure why that card's in the graveyard face down.
Neither am I.
Graveyard is a part of
it's
the
prey upon. Okay, that's the removal spell that David used.
Oh, nice.
So you had the Death Toucher fight Niv Mizzet.
That works too.
Yeah.
Now that looks like is that a hybrid card? Oh, that's his exile pal.
Yeah, I was looking for yeah.
I believe that might be it. Not sure what that card on Jack's side of the table is. I'm gonna try and find it.
Oh, let's see.
It looks hybrid to me, but I didn't see it on the hybrid list. Oh, is that the fairy that draws you cards?
Yeah, that's Night Veil Sprite.
Night Veil Sprite.
When it attacks, surveil 1.
Pretty nice card.
Not too bad.
It's not based on dealing damage, which a lot of cards like that are. Night Veil Sprite is a 1/2 flyer, so it can attack pretty regularly, and every time he attacks, he surveils. And we saw the disinformation campaign that Alex mentioned. Whenever you surveil,
surveil 2
return it to your hand, and then when you cast it, you draw a card, they mill 1 card, I believe.
Disinformation.
So a lot of nice interactions with that surveil mechanic, which is one of the things that I was enjoying about Dimir. And based off most of the cards that Jack's been playing, this definitely looks like a Dimir splash for Niv Mizzet deck. I'm seeing a lot of blue and black.
Now, he's already had Niv Mizzet move to the graveyard, right?
Right.
Does he have a way to bring it out, or does he have? Do we know anything about his deck? Does he have more than 1 copy? Like,
Most of the cards that get stuff out of the graveyard are going to be in the Golgari.
Yeah.
Okay, so
unlikely on that point.
Okay.
Black does do a lot with graveyards, though.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure if...
I'm just wondering, have we already seen the power player of Jack's deck moved off the board and become inconsequential?
I do believe that
Probably.
Niv is probably gone.
Okay.
For the rest of the game, I do not expect to see Niv back.
Okay.
Now, David's graveyard, I'm not going to say that. David's graveyard, I still believe, is very active.
Yeah. I think, every card in David's graveyard could come back and we can see it again.
And that's just because that's how Golgari plays.
Okay. And then as far as the Izzet deck, are there other power players in it, or have we seen the big one come and go now?
Probably we've seen the big one.
Is there anything that he could theoretically still do?
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
he's not out of this
Okay.
game at all. He's got a
Because
flyer.
I didn't know how much these were kind of relying on these
No.
power players or bomb characters.
Well, the thing about the bomb, you want to find your bomb.
Sure.
It's in there to be found and to be played. So just him getting on the battlefield, it took David 2 cards to get rid of that 1 creature. Plus, Jack got to draw a card. So
Right. 2
Jack-
strong cards to get rid of them, right?
Jack made David spend 2 good cards to get rid of it, and Jack drew a card to replace it. So he basically got 2 for 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he dealt the damage to David in the process.
Yeah.
So
Niv
Niv did his thing.
Yeah.
He denied David of enough resources, and he replaced himself. That was a very good tempo swing. All right, we're seeing some targeting from the
Get bolt.
gold spell.
Maybe.
I'm trying to find it. Trying to find it. Still trying to find it. And I don't think I'm finding it. Jack, if you know what that spell that Jake, if you could tell us what that spell Jack played was, that would help.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure there. It looks red-blue.
I'm not matching. Oh, I got it.
Artful Takedown.
Artful Takedown. Yeah,
Okay.
we all got it at the same time. So choose one or both. Type target creature. Target creature gets -2, -4. Yeah. So he was able to take down 2 creatures. Let's see. That looks like.
That's the rare Expansion and Explosion. So the expansion half is the one on the left. It costs hybrid red-blue, hybrid red-blue. You can copy target instant or sorcery spell. Converted mana costs 4 or less. You can choose new copies. And the explosion side is double red, double blue, and X. It deals X damage to any target, and target player draws X cards.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And I'm being told he casts Explosion. And we see the cat on David's side. Just sitting there waiting to die. Now it looks like a Swarm Guild Mage sitting alongside it. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and menace, and you can also pay 2 and tap to gain 2 life.
Yeah.
So. Looks like David looking through his graveyard. Some sort of Golgari shenanigans afoot.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what we'll see here.
It's been a pretty close game. Still 12-15.
Yeah.
Nobody's really running away with this one.
No, they both seem to have had answers for everything they needed to have an answer for.
So we got a block on the Guild Mage and Jack taking 1 from the Stray. Is that Azuri? No, that's the Find Broker.
Yeah, the Find Broker.
Golgari Find Broker.
Looks like you got back the Death Toucher.
I don't believe that's the Death Toucher.
Show me on the death where it touched you.
That is not one I have. Undercity Necrolisk. 1 mana, sack another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Undercity Necrolisk, gains Menace. And it's a 3/3.
Can only be used at sorcery speed.
So it looks like David taking out the Swarm Guild Mage with an enchantment, Capture Sphere, which is going to tap it.
I got a feeling that Swarm Guild Mage is going to get eaten. That is the Crackling Drake.
Crackling Drake, that's the one that looks at all the
All your
sorceries in
instants
your
and
graveyard
sorceries in
and
your
exile.
graveyard and exile, and you draw a card when it enters the battlefield.
And it's looking in exile also because of the Isn't mechanic Jumpstart.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong card. I do like it.
Now, I was mentioning it to Matt earlier. Golgari's Undergrowth mechanic cares about the graveyard, but it only cares about it once. This one cares about it all the time.
Yeah.
So you have to keep track all the time of all the cards in your graveyard and exile.
Well, curses. So far, that's the only drawback I'm seeing to that deck.
Yeah.
Is the level of bookkeeping I'm going to need to do, because
Yep.
that looks awesome.
It's a strong, strong card. And if he's already running this, it makes sense to run Niv Mizzet.
Yep, right.
Because you're already in a double red splash, may as well go to 3. I'm curious which kit he got, if it was Izzet or Dimir.
I can tell you.
You know?
I do know.
Which one was it?
I got to hand out the kits to everybody today.
So what did Jack get?
He chose Izzet.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, he did choose Izzet. I think that Niv Mizzet was a promo as well.
That's not a bad one to get as a promo.
Not at all. I did see a lot of Aurelia promos today, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Also not a bad one.
It's not a Niv Mizzet, though.
We saw a promo Assassin's trophy last night from one of our players.
Yeah, yeah.
So, good stuff out there. The promo pricing always
It's weird.
surprises me. Sometimes they go up in value because of their promo, but then other ones are not worth nearly as much as the pre-release promos as they are as regular foils. It's just weird to me.
Yeah.
Alright, this would be the Severed strand, where it's the lady cutting the strand, isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
That's what it looks like to me.
How's he making a copy? Yeah, that looks like Severed strands.
Come on, guys. These cards have all been out for hours. I expect you to be perfect. What are you doing right now?
Did he jumpstart something to do that? Yeah, because he did not pay Severed Strands mana. I'm a little confused by that.
As am I.
I think he might have jumpstarted something, but I don't know. Because that jumpstart, the card in exile is a draw card.
Radical Idea? Yeah, that's Radical Idea.
Yeah, that just draws cards. That doesn't put copies out.
Oh, he discarded the strand as the jumpstart cost.
For what, though?
For jumpstart.
To jumpstart what spell?
The Radical Idea.
That all that does is draw cards. It doesn't make a copy.
This is true.
I'm confused on where the copy came from.
Yeah, I'd like to get some clarification on that as well.
Well, there's a judge at the table, so I'm sure there's no shenanigans. David is the one that gave him the copy token, so I'm not worried about it. I'm just confused. Okay, Gerard is our table judge pulling out the card, so Jake's going to pull up the card that made the copy for us. Alright, and he put it in. Okay, we got the card now. I'm going to try and quasi-duplicate.
Oh, okay.
Set it at the same time. I'm taking credit on that one. Okay.
Okay.
So create a token that's a copy of target creature you control for 3 mana and
And
jumpstart.
it has jumpstart.
So it was in the graveyard and he jumpstarted it by discarding the Severed Strands.
Yeah, okay.
Now we are cool. We got it. That Necrolisk is still getting in though.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one.
Yeah, it's only getting bigger too.
I mean, Jack has quite a bit of flight ability here.
Well, that's 12 in the air.
Yeah,
They've
I
got
think he just jump-started the quasi-duplicate again. Somehow.
Are they looking for copies?
Yeah.
So he cast it the first time, then he jumpstarted it?
That's what it seems like. I'm not sure why he's drawing a card here, though.
Because when the cackling enters the
Oh, when
battlefield,
it
he
enters
draws
the
a card.
battlefield, yeah, draw a card.
So Undercity Necrolisk is a 7/7 right now
With Menace.
with Menace. So there's no blocking, but that's so much in the air.
Yeah.
It's a crazy game. So that's Is It doing Is It stuff.
Yep.
It felt like Simic stuff. Simic, I would think, would be the one of copying.
Yeah, I would have thought that quasi-duplicate would be a Simic spell.
But, so for the guilds, you got Is It, which is Mad Scientist doing electric stuff. Simic is Mad Scientist doing bioengineering stuff.
Yeah.
So
make a lot of
duplicating feels
mutants.
more Simic.
They make a lot of mutants.
Yeah. Interesting game. We're being joined by Alex.
Hi.
Aloha, Alex.
Aloha, friends. I figured
Welcome back.
I'd come and see how y'all doing. What are we looking at? Is this Jack?
We have Jack playing a Demir Splash Is It.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because I refuse to call it that because we're not there. And we have Golgari.
Right.
So
I mean, technically Andy is right, and technically is almost always the best, right?
My initial name for it was Is It Black?
Huh?
Which I liked. That was my preferred over Dimir
I like
Red.
Dimir Red, but that's because I'm a Dimir guy.
See.
Although, theoretically, the Dimir guy would like it to be Is It Black so that we could hide our involvement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because then your opponent's like, Is
That's
it?
next
Nerd.
level. That's next level.
Alex went next level on that.
No,
his
Andy
nerd
went next
assessment.
level. It just took me a while to get there.
Alex and his nerd levels.
But so Jack was able to take that one down with 3 copies of the Crackling
Crackling
Drake.
Oh, yeah, that
Yeah,
card's
with
great.
Quasi-duplicated it twice.
Yeah. Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Nasty.
But it was close. David had Jack 1 attack away with a Necrolisk.
Do we have time for a new hot take?
7/7.
No.
Okay, you only get... How many hot takes do we do?
You told me
Hey,
to come
hey.
ready with all my hot takes today.
Yeah. Experience in each game should bring a new hot take.
Are
Yeah.
we doing another hot take?
If you want.
Should we wait until there's a break?
Well, they're shuffling right now.
hot-
How
okay.
quick a hot
It's
take?
really quick.
All right.
One quick.
Here we go.
No.
Aw.
Jake is squelching this.
Jake? Okay, put a kibosh on it. I got
Yes. Jake said no.
it. Okay.
Still hot takes.
Hey, I'm happy to keep all the hot takes in here. It keeps me hotter.
After the
What?
game.
You just said that.
I did.
Like
We're
with
doing it-
confidence,
yeah.
like thinking it was good.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it after this match.
You can't see it at home. My face is in my palm.
That's okay. I'm enjoying every minute of this.
We're doing a hot take after this match
Okay.
for editing purposes.
Okay, sure, no worries.
Because hot takes in matches are difficult to edit.
Oh, okay, fair.
Good point. Thank you, Jake.
I got reminded of it because of what you said earlier, a second ago.
You listen to me?
All the time. That's how I get these
Nobody
hot takes.
listens to me.
Ugh.
That was
I-
genuine
surprisingly.
shock.
This
in
is
his voice.
nothing like being at home.
Well, at home you
Hold
got
on, hold on.
wife and
Take out the
kids.
trash and could you bring me something to drink on your way back?
We hang on your every word here, Andy. Don't you know?
Wow.
Now let me ask
I don't
you,
even know what I said now.
Did David have a chance to cast the Assassin's Trophy?
Yes, he
He
did.
cast Assassin's Trophy. I don't remember what he took out with it, but it was something worth
That wasn't
an
when he got
Assassin's
rid of
Trophy.
Niv.
No, he preyed.
No, he preyed upon
with
and away Niv Mizzet.
with
I've
the
already
Death
heard Cackling Drake and Niv Mizzet. That's pretty terrifying of a deck. Not
Oh,
gonna lie.
it's
That's
a
selling me
Dimir.
on wanting to play it,
It's
honestly.
Dimir
pretty-
because we saw no other red spells.
But he could cast Niv Mizzet and Cackling Drake.
It's a heavy splash of red.
Ooh. That double, because that's a double-double.
It's
It's a
a
double
double and a
triple.
Yeah, it's a double and a triple.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Soon
if you
can
have
get that
them,
animal style with fries.
if you have them, are you not going to try it?
I mean,
And
I would
actually-
be. I would be. Is it black?
The Assassin's Trophy
Yeah.
got the 3rd red.
Oh,
Yeah. It
that's
gave him the red he
hilarious.
needed to
Yeah.
cast the Niv.
That's actually hilarious.
All right, so I
Jack's
see
got
4
a
lands.
strong hand here.
That's sick.
4 lands, 3 spells. Yeah. With the Golgari Gilgate, that was David's. Jack, we got 4 lands. Yeah, both keeps.
Severed Strands. I really enjoy that card.
There's a lot of really good
There's a lot of
cheap cards.
There's a lot of
Strong
strong
set.
magic in this set.
There's a lot of strong magic at the lower end of the curve, which is kind of crazy. If Godfarrow's Gift was still in standard, it would be gross. Because then you could just get all these guys that like draw a card when they come into play, or like
Or that guy right there.
yeah, or do all this ETB effect.
Is
Mana
this the one that
mill 3.
returns a land to his hand?
Yeah. Or the top of his library.
Oh, top of his
Right.
library, that's right.
I think that's what it does.
Yep. He mills 3, you can put 1 on top of his library. Put a land on top. Glow Spore Shaman.
Yeah.
The 2 you know, this is a set full of probably great bears.
Whoa. Is that a new category?
I mean,
Good
Well-
bear, bad bear, great bear?
well, because there's a lot of multicolored bears in this set.
Every Ravnica set has a cycle of 2 mana, 2/2.
Yeah, like really good bears.
That represent each guild.
Yeah, like that's their representative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Glow Spore Shaman is a good
It's not a bear. It's a 3/1.
Yeah, 'cause
It's
Golgari-
off the bear scale.
Because Golgari has its own guild mage still.
We are off the bear scale with
Fair
the
enough.
Glow
Yeah.
Shaman.
Not the shamans, but the guild mages are bears.
I knew what this creature was a minute ago. Now I have to look it back up.
It looks like Jack still has no access to red. He's tapping 3. Let's see what he plays.
I don't think he needs
His hand
access to
didn't
red.
have red though. He
That's
was
the
okay
Demir
with it.
Informant.
I believe that makes it so you surveil.
Yeah, when it enters, you
2?
surveil 2.
Yeah, that's
So
pretty-
1, 2 for 3. That's the
Erstwhile Trooper.
Yeah.
We saw that one earlier.
yeah, that's that one.
So discard a creature
it's
card to give it +2/+2.
Jack wants to bin the swamp. He's good with lands, looking for some gas.
Well,
Did anybody change up their deck at all?
No.
Or are they
Doesn't
not
look
allowed
like
to,
it.
right?
We have not
They
seen
can.
anybody changing on stream. Alex played against Mark earlier, who did
Yes.
have 2
Two
separate
different
decks.
Okay.
I played against 2 different decks that match.
is it just me or is the House Guild Mage significantly better than the other ones?
Which what?
The Demir one.
Oh, the Demir one.
2
is like
mana,
really
target
good.
creature
Yeah,
doesn't untap. 3 mana, surveil
No, but
2.
this one is good too, actually. In my
Seems like it's pretty decent and limited. The Swarm Guild Mage.
Yeah. Or are you talking about raw power level?
Your raw power level,
Oh,
the
yeah,
House Guild
House
Mage is
Guild
by
I feel like
far
I'm
the
going
strongest.
nuts. I didn't realize that Jack had any black in his deck. I thought we were looking at a strict
No,
red
He's
blue.
splashing.
his
he's
deck
splashing
is
a third
black
color.
Yeah,
His
it is-
deck-
black blue, and
the
he's
core.
he had that much red last time to
Yes.
completely swing it.
Yes.
Well, no,
Okay.
it wasn't that much red. It was
He
the
just got
quality
it all
of
out.
the red.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He had a bomb, and he had
Okay.
an evasive creature that
Okay.
was also a bomb.
That also replaced itself.
Yes. So again, we go back to the acronym BREAD.
Right.
The splash was to get a bomb and a bomb.
He's
Okay,
stretching his
makes
mana base
sense.
thin for those 2 cards specifically, and he hit those 2 cards. So it's
So,
like
so that's a pretty all or nothing then style.
it's more of a
No.
high. It's
Hit-
not
hit-
an all or nothing.
Demir
but-
does a lot of surveillance, so
Yeah.
he's getting card selection. It does a lot of card drawing, so he's getting card
So
quantity.
you're minimizing the risk by splashing.
He-
in that
he's
direction.
going through his
Okay.
deck very fast to find the
Okay.
quality cards.
Those 2 cards are identified as cards that can win you the game.
Right.
So the path to get to those cards, while difficult, you might be willing to make a path.
Yep.
And
Okay.
so what Jack has done here is made the base part of his deck, the part that you just need to survive on, those 2 colors, and then while he's surviving with those 2 colors, he's engineering a path to those 2 cards
Gotcha.
to win the game.
Okay.
Yeah. Or even hoping that that his core is good enough to just win. But if it's not, we can engineer a path to
Now,
ultimate
Okay.
the
victory.
problem right now, though, is he's got 5 damage coming at him every turn.
Yeah.
That is a fast clock.
Yeah.
So he has to find an answer. One of these is a 3-1. That's an easy one to take care of. The other is a 2-2 that can get bigger in response to a kill spell. So he's got to find answers to
No,
kill
it can't.
these.
I think the Response Trooper can only activate it.
Once each turn. It's not
Oh,
sorcery
okay.
speed.
Yeah, gotcha.
So that's the
That was
problem
the
he's
other one
facing
we
right
saw.
now. He needs to stabilize the
Exactly.
board so he can get to the late game where he gets his bomb.
Gotcha.
And he did get a creature out now to be able to block. Omnispell Adept. One that he doesn't want to put in combat, but
It is a
it fares well
3/4.
against
It's a
the
3/4.
3-1.
A 3/4 is a pretty good body right now.
Yeah.
And, well, green is known for some combat tricks, but I don't think there are a ton of combat tricks.
Now here, David only attacked with a 2-2. I think attacking with a 3-1 would have been safe because it represents having a spell in hand, and the Adept is not something that Jack's going to want to throw away. That's my thoughts. If you don't have a spell in hand, it's risky, but by not attacking, he's telling Jack, I don't have any spells. And by spells, I mean it's combat tricks.
But also attacking it, he could just lose it if he has no spells. Jackson
It's
blocks
a
it,
3-1.
right? Yeah,
You're Golgari, you want your stuff in the graveyard.
that's true. That's
So
true.
I have, on this one, I would have attacked with both. I'm representing a combat trick because this is a 3-1 against a 3-4. That's a bad
Yeah.
attack every day.
Right.
But by doing that, I'm saying, hey,
yeah,
I either don't care if this dies or I have a trick. Do
Yeah.
you want to take 3 damage?
Right.
So he blocked the 2-2, which led to a discard, I believe.
Yep.
which that is not the block I would have made. I would have
left it up.
I would have taken the 2 because that's a risky attack by itself. I would have felt perfectly comfortable blocking that 3-1, but not the. Well, never mind. I'm done talking.
Gotcha. We know what you're going
Yeah.
with, Andy.
If it was me, the reason why I could see David's just playing devil's advocate is that I think that since he had no cards in hand, he just didn't want to lose that extra resource. Because if you have stuff in your graveyard with Undergrowth but have no cards in hand, it's still like you don't have anything.
Yep. Clear the board and then get to save it to get to later.
Just be safer, and then if you have an Undergrowth thing, then you can just represent the combat trick.
And if Jack was willing to block the Airswell Trooper, he would have blocked the 3-1.
Right. And since Jack isn't like near lethal, there's no need to like fight for those resources just yet.
That makes sense too.
See, so now this represents something.
I think
it's a bat.
Partisan Bats.
Oh, it's a 3-1.
Yeah,
flyer.
4-mana 3-1 flyer.
That's actually a pretty hefty power. He's just gonna take it.
Now I'm curious why you felt the need to block last turn and not this turn.
Like at this point, why don't you trade the bat for the 3-1?
I would have rather had my Adept on the bat.
Yeah.
Is he looking for a comeback punch of some kind?
I
see a Nimbuzit in his hand.
I also
That's
see
uncastable.
That's
I also
uncastable.
see the expansion explosion.
Yep, which was castable off the Adept.
But is it now because he has no access to red mana?
I mean, expansion explosion
It's
would have done.
uncastable now.
It wouldn't have done anything off the Adept though. It copies instant or sorcery or does X damage.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
It doesn't cheat it in, right? Like
So it looks like he's sacrificing the bat to the Severed Strand to kill the Airswell Trooper.
And he's going to try to copy
this.
But he doesn't have another creature to sacrifice.
It doesn't matter. That's
an additional cost.
To cast. This is not casting. It's copy. He only has to pay the additional cost to cast.
Yeah, it's additional casting. Yeah.
So he can copy it, targeting the Glow Shaman.
that's true.
Very nicely played, Jack.
Yeah, that's well done.
So
I think they might be asking too.
The left part of the split spell copies an
something
instant or
costs 4
sorcery.
or less.
So the first line of Sever Strands adds an additional cost to cast this spell. So that's the only time he has to sacrifice the creature, to cast it out of his hand.
Yeah.
Once it's on the stack, anything that copies it, you no longer have to pay that cost. So that's how he was able to copy it with only one creature.
Ooh, that looks big.
Is that Azuri? Insects?
Yeah, that looks big.
It's probably not Azuri. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's the one that gives you an insect for each Izoni.
Yeah, and it is Izoni.
So he gets an insect for each creature card in his graveyard.
Yes. And he can sack a creature to gain a life and draw a card.
Wow.
We'll pay one black, 1 green. Sack a creature, gain a life, draw a card.
6 insects.
Well, this card's going in my EDH deck.
Yeah,
that's
really
exactly
good
what we
with
said
Marin.
earlier about it.
Yeah, real good with Marin.
It's gonna find a good home.
Wow, Marin got
Commander.
tons of tools this
She did.
set.
Yeah, she really
Oh
did.
my. I might actually have to dust off command.
Good one is the find and finality. Oh my, is also quite strong.
Mr. Foon, aloha!
Aloha and welcome.
Ben is here.
Yo!
We got Alex, Ben, Matt, and myself all here in the booth. It's pretty crowded.
Aloha.
Aloha. And Matt was saying it was getting nice and hot and sweaty outside.
Oh yeah.
We're packing people in here.
We have
mighty soupy in here, gentlemen.
We've got a huge turnout today.
Yeah,
I think
wow.
almost 50 players, something like that. It's
Yeah,
large
we got a
numbers.
lot of people out here today for
That's
pre-release,
awesome.
and everybody loves coming out for pre-releases.
Gotcha.
So, great show here.
Jack took a big hit there.
They better not eat all my pizza out there. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's
We got so many people
pizza.
here. If they eat my pizza,
Pizza has arrived about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, there's gonna
So
be
it's
big
already
trouble.
gone. That's pretty
Hello,
much
Aloha Rocketeer. How are you doing, my friend?
So, but yeah, pre-releases we always get huge turnouts. Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, if we're looking at 17-9 as far as the live goes, Does Jack have a play? Do you guys think Jack has a play?
Jack has plays.
Definitely not out yet.
We saw last game he had the all creatures get -1/-1.
Right.
That deals with 5 insects very well.
Okay.
Insects are 1/1
Yeah.
insects.
There's also a new board wipe in Jack's colors that will kill everything on David's
Yeah,
board.
he is not out of
Really?
this at all.
Reign of Soot.
What is Raiders?
4 mana, destroy everything, power 3 or less.
Yep.
Yeah.
That they have a similar one in white as well.
They do.
Citywide Bust kills
mana
everything.
cost.
Oh no. Citywide Bust looks at mana cost, right?
Yeah, it's mana cost
Yeah.
3 or less.
See,
Or
yeah.
3 or greater.
Is this a cycle of cards?
No.
No, just those 2.
Yeah.
Okay. See, learning every day.
Alright, so it looks like David just swinging with everything.
Yep. Oh, this looks like a
So does he
Large.
know and
That's-
feel like, all right, I
Alright.
need to get... Oh,
Well,
wow.
this game's
Oh,
over.
there you go.
Lotleth Giant, we saw that one earlier.
Yeah. Drains.
That's the undergrowth. We
Or
saw
drains.
Izoni brought in
might
6
bring in
insects.
Lotleth Giant.
Lotleth Giant deals damage equal to the number of creatures in the graveyard.
Yeah.
So Jack was down to 4. That enters battlefield.
There you go.
does 6
Handshake.
damage.
Good
Yep.
game,
Top.
guys. Good game.
So we
Other
still
way
got one
around.
more. We're going to game
One
3.
more game to go. It's best of
Jack,
3.
so Ritual of Soot actually kills everything converted mana cost 3 or less. Whereas Citywide Bust kills everything toughness 4 or greater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, Reign of Soot is a good card.
Yes, it is.
Very strong.
So, very.
I think it fills a big hole that Blue Black needed in control.
Control is
The-
going to be good.
So the strength of their decks, are they looking for more early game or late game as far as, like, killing blows?
Golgari is a late game deck.
Okay.
Because you
Mid to
need to
late
fill your
game,
graveyard. Yeah, mid to late game. Because you need to fill the graveyard to get the maximum effect out of your cards. So he doesn't worry too much about the early game. It's a bunch like I was saying during Hot Takes, which you weren't here for. It's a bunch of small creatures that you want to die.
Right.
You're just filling the board to slow down your opponent, let him kill your stuff, and then you maximize the value later.
Right. Which is what we just saw.
Right. Demir is also trying to get later in the game because, again, he's surveilling, trying to find the resource he needs, and then he just is trying to amass a board state that is good. Now, with his bombs, if he can get Izzet on the board, or the Crackling Fiend,
Yeah.
or Crackling Drake, that's his goal. If he gets those, that's what he's going for. If he doesn't get them, he's just going to keep playing the Demir game plan. But neither one, like Boros, turn 2, I'm setting the tempo of this game. I'm doing what I want to do. Both of
Gotcha.
these are just trying to stabilize.
Let me translate for you.
No, I think I'm getting it, but yeah, go ahead, please.
So in red, you
Yeah.
got the crazy goblins that keep running at you,
Right.
and then just hope that eventually there's too many of them for you to.
And that's
That's
early
red.
mid.
That's early mid.
Yeah,
Red,
early
white.
mid.
Boros is those guys. Okay?
Right.
Imagine Golgari as like those goblins, but if they had a little bit of brain. So instead of all
So
of them
orcs.
they're orcs. No, really, it's
Yeah.
pretty much like so. Instead of all of them charging at you, what they do is they grind you. They're like, we'll trade our one orc friend who's like kind of cool, but we don't care if he dies. We'll trade him for like 2 of your guys.
Oh, gotcha.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
And then they're like, at the end, there's only me, the one orc guy that's just punching you because all of my friends are dead, but all your friends are dead and there's no you. So it's just me punching you for like 2.
Right.
That's what Golgari does.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Or they're
I
like,
mean, how about like this Izzet and Demir?
okay, so Izzet is like, we're really cool wizards. We shoot stuff out of our hands everywhere and hope it splashes in such a way that it kills you.
Okay, but I mean, would that be like then mid game? Is that what you're looking at?
Izzet is, yeah, early to mid, usually.
Oh, it's an early mid.
But it
Okay.
has occasional things where it's like, I'm the one wizard who's really, really weird and wants to like have this long, crazy triple red.
Well, yeah, I
creature thing.
imagine
Yeah.
there's got to be something in the
Yes.
game that makes it so it's at least viable
Yes.
later,
So-
or at least somewhat effective earlier.
But other than that, is it's just throwing spells at you and hope something sticks.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And Demir.
Demir is the evil people like me, where it's like, I don't want you to play Magic. You don't get to play Magic. I don't get to play Magic, but I get to play one card maybe, and hopefully that one card is better than the rest of all the cards none of us got to play.
Okay.
So they make you discard, and they don't let you play the spells. They counter spells.
All right.
So when you add the red to it, it's like you're holding them off and hoping the red guy comes to save you at the end, which is what Jack is trying to do here.
I dig it. All right.
Yep.
Looks good.
So, at the top of David's battlefield, he's got something called a Wand of Vertebrae.
This
I
lets him
like
One
big
mana
cards.
artifact he taps it, puts the top card of his library into his graveyard.
It's a
That
very
is the
good
effect
golfer.
that card does.
So it just helps bulk up the graveyard.
Yes.
Yep.
Nice.
And then for 2 mana, he can tap Exile the Wand of Vertebrae to shuffle up to 5 cards from his graveyard into his library. So yeah, the whole point of that card is
It's just the dump
fill your
stuff.
graveyard.
Yeah. It's for Undergrowth. And then when you're done filling it with creatures into your graveyard, then you sack it to get all the other stuff you want back. If I had more Undergrowth in my deck, I'd be running that.
Did you open that?
Yeah, it was in my Golgari sealed pack. I just don't have enough Undergrowth to make it viable. Looks like Jack actually might have missed a land drop here, unfortunately.
Yeah, Jack was on the play, so he should be ahead on lands.
Yeah, and he also does not have access to blue mono, which is, I think, the core of the 3 colors.
Red is, yeah. He wants a little bit of red early, but not what he's wanting right now.
So each player will sacrifice a creature.
Yep.
Dealing with that erstwhile trooper already.
That
Plague-
card is
Plague
insane.
Broker?
Plague Broker or something.
Yeah.
That card is a better Fleshbag Marauder as our...
Or merciless executioner.
Yep.
Yeah. It's good.
As pointed out by one of our viewers earlier.
You got another direct replacement for something in your Marin deck.
There goes the Glow
Yeah.
Shaman again. So he's able to put a land back on top of the library.
We see 2 cards on the battlefield here. Good for your new deck.
Yeah.
He's already almost at 10 cards in his graveyard.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that a
Yeah, that
Undergrowth
lot
card
left
too?
troll is gonna smash somebody.
I get the feeling...
That's just an alarmingly fast deck
Yeah.
for what you want it to do.
So the Golgari one can be quick, because
Mhm.
like if orcs see you not have defenses, they can
Yeah.
still just orc you to death.
Sure.
Yeah,
No reason to trade his friends for your friends.
exactly.
If you don't have any friends.
So if you imagine bears are 2/2s, these
Mhm.
guys are like 3/2s or 3/3s. That's
Oh,
what Golgari
wow.
plays a lot.
Okay.
And they're like good enough to like not die, but they're not good enough to like smash you to death unless you have nothing. But if you have nothing,
Yeah. Then anything's good enough.
yes.
So he's given his Guild Mage plus X based on Undergrowth and
Yes.
Menace, as well as the 3/1 Glow Shaman.
That
So
next
was a-
turn is a lethal
That
swing.
was a
I
big
think.
swing, yeah.
I think next turn might be
Not
lethal.
gonna be lethal.
Well, no.
No, the Undergrowth is an ETB effect.
It's a
Oh, it's
one-time
just one
only.
time.
One time
Yeah.
only.
Okay.
So it'll be a big hit, but
But that's still, I believe, 7 damage on the board.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of damage. That for turn.
Okay, we got the
And
word.
Jack has put nothing out there to stop.
yeah,
The Vigor
Jack
Worm
missed a
would finish
bunch
it
of
too,
land
right?
drops here.
Yeah.
Game 1, the deck was hitting exactly what he needed.
I get the feeling
He's
he's
falling
strong
behind
on
here.
blue cards.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 7 damage, and this game's going to be over.
Yeah.
Are we looking at the kind of the weakness of that deck right now? Is that
Well, he just didn't hit any land,
Yeah,
which
this
is the big problem. Has nothing really to do with how he built it. It's just didn't hit any land.
it's,
Go ahead.
it's more difficult when you're going 3 colors,
Yeah.
especially
Shake,
with that heavy
good
as
for them.
with that heavy a splash. It's more difficult, but that came down to I didn't find lands.
Yeah, there's his top deck was an island, but I'm sure one island isn't enough at this point.
No, several turns earlier might have helped, but
Yeah,
well, good games to David and Jack there. That
yeah,
was cool.
definitely. Jack has
Well
a cool
fun.
deck.
I like it. I enjoyed watching.
I
Dave
really
visit.
like.
I'm
So
really
far,
glad
I'm
that
kind
you
of sold
made
on the
that
idea of
first
the is it right now. I'm
Yeah.
digging that.